Hey guys, it's Andrew Riley with Breaking the System. Welcome back. It's nice to see y'all. So today we have another Flat Earth episode and we will be getting right into it. So today's episode is going to be a little bit different. I try to do everything different if you haven't realized. Anyway, so today we're going to be looking at some of Rob Skiba's stuff, and I'm going to be asking pretty much the same questions he's asking. I want to hear what y'all have to say. I want to hear y'all's viewpoints on it, and then when we get to the end of the video, I've got some more questions for y'all. So we're going to get right into it, and we will see you right after this clip.
When we think of cosmology, when we think of the world that we're standing on, this rock, which one is it? You know, the textbooks are telling us that this is an oblate spheroid. Have you read about that? Heard about that? An oblate spheroid. This guy right here says, no, it's pear-shaped. Then, of course, you got NASA pumping out pictures all the time as a perfectly spherical Earth. And you got the Bible saying, nah, no, you live in a snow globe. So, which one is it? Why do you believe what you believe?
Okay, guys, why do you believe what you believe? Me personally, I'm going to answer this question. I believe that the Earth is flat, not only because the Bible says it, but also because as we grow older, we realize. Let me rephrase that. A lot of people realize that NASA and the governments are a bunch of hooey-fooey, and there's just a lot of people that just don't want to believe it for whatever reason. They see it, they know it, there's questions about everything, but yet they don't want to take that step out of their comfort zone. Me, it was a giant leap, but I realized I wanted to be out so badly. I'm tired of the lies. I'm tired of deception. Again, another reason why I started this channel, Breaking the System. But anyway, I want to hear what y'all have to say about it, what y'all think about it. Please leave your comments in the comment section, and we're going to go ahead and go right into this next clip of Rob Skiba.
When I first started looking into this and started talking to other people who had come before me who were doing this research, one of them challenged me. He said, Rob, I understand you're hardcore globe Earth guy, I get it. He said, I challenge you, and I'm going to challenge you with the same thing he challenged me with. Prove it without using NASA or any other space agency, the government or military of any country in the world. Why would I say that? NASA has been proven to be liars time and time again. I could spend a whole weekend here showing you the lies of NASA. How many of you believe your government is 100% honest and can be trustworthy? Come on. Okay, so you don't, one person suffering from severe cognitive dissonance. Yeah. And how many of you know the military answers to their government? Okay, so if those three sources, space agencies, which are typically military government organizations, governments and the militaries of the world, are all proven liars, why would you trust them?
So, what do you think about that? Do you believe our government tells the truth all the time? You know, I don't. Like I just mentioned a minute ago, I don't believe that. As a matter of fact, we're seeing it all over the place right now. Our government's a bunch of phooey-hooey. Just like the rest of... Anyway, you know, what do you think? Do you really think their well-being is the best for you? No, it's the best for themselves. They're going to do everything they can to make sure that you're deceived, because when you're deceived, they can do whatever the heck they want to do. And that's the whole point of the government nowadays. It's not for the people anymore, it's for them. Anyway, we're going to get into some more of Rob Skiba because we're getting kind of off topic.
Fool me once, right? Shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. I say, continue to believe pathological liars and you're an idiot. But that's what we've all done. And so, I look at these stuff, we've all seen the textbooks, we've all seen the videos and movies and all these things, and there's so much of it. Do you know what the budget NASA has? Do you know how much they get? How much money they get? Tens of billions of dollars a year. Have you seen the movie Gravity? Okay. That's made for about $100 million, give or take. And if you saw the movie Gravity, that was pretty impressive. I saw it on IMAX, big screen, like, wow. I mean, I felt like I was with Sandra Bullock flying around in space, freaking out myself. Very impressive. Just saw the movie, Passengers, I think it's called. Same thing. Okay, this is what they're able to do with $100 million. What are you able to do with tens of billions of dollars a year?
This is actually a really good point that Rob Skiba is making here. If NASA, tens of billions of dollars a year. Now, he's kind of goofing around with it, but that's really what they get. Tens of billions of dollars a year. God, it could be hundreds, as much tax dollars as we have to pay nowadays. What could they do with that? People like Rob Skiba and so many other people have already come out and said, look, here's the evidence that there's Photoshopped. You can go on the NASA website and it says Photoshop pictures. Why would it say Photoshop pictures if they're legit, if they're real? Oh, because I heard somebody say on one of these stupid videos, well, we have to Photoshop it because that's the only way we can fit the whole Earth in the picture. That's stupid. When supposedly satellites are going past the moon and past Mars and all this other kind of stuff nowadays and all the way to freaking Pluto, for crying out loud, but yet you can't really get a real picture of Earth? Come on. Rob Skiba's made some other videos where he shows how they use a cloning tool to make these Photoshop pictures and videos of the Earth. Come on. Is the stupidity going to end? It's just like Rob Skiba said here just a minute ago. You're only a fool to listen to this garbage. Lies on top of lies. I question the same thing. How many people, Simon Dan, I've mentioned, or I've had a few videos against Simon Dan on here. Simon Dan can't prove the Earth is a globe without NASA or any sort of space agency or the governments, which is stupid, because if there was real proof, it'd be as easy as turning on a light switch. But there's not. There's not. You can't, like I said just a minute ago, you can't trust NASA. Even their website says it's Photoshopped. So you can't use those pictures. You can't use that as evidence if it says it's fake. Photoshop means it's fake, for all of you people that don't realize this. Okay? It is fake. They admit it. Fake. Just saying. Let's get into more of Rob Skiba's stuff.
So, as you do this research, what ends up happening is you'll think you come to a solid conclusion. I proved this. All right. But then the yeah, but guy shows up. Well, yeah, but. And whatever his yeah, but is, well, it kind of makes sense. So then you go, well, yeah, but, and you play the yeah, but game for infinity. It never ends. And I just came to the conclusion for myself that, you know what, how long are you going to waver between two opinions? I'm just going to have to make a choice. And it's going to be a choice based on belief. Yes, I have plenty of other proofs and things that I have done that have helped along the way. But for me, it came down to let God be true and every man a liar.
This is probably the most important part of the video. This is what Flat Earth is all about. Why it is important. Now Rob Skiba gives his reasoning here in a little bit on why it's here and important. We'll get into that here in a minute. But the true, and I'm not saying Rob Skiba's reason's not true by no means. It's part of it. But this is my point of view before we get into that. The true reason the flat earth is important is because of the fact that it's on a belief of what is right. What is according to the word. You know, it's what it comes down to, kind of like what he said. Are you going to believe God or are you going to believe man? Man has proven time and time again that they're nothing but liars. God, on the other hand, in his word, stays true forever and is true forever. There's a lot of people out there that are going to deny that, and they're going to say, oh, Jesus isn't real, God's not real, blah, blah this, blah, blah that. Supposedly, Simon Dan, he's an atheist, so he doesn't see anything of what I'm saying. And speaking of Simon Dan, I just have to say, thank you for giving me that couple of minutes that I had of you in the comments a month ago or so. But honestly, I'd like to hear what you have to say about all this. I'd really like to hear it. You know, you say, or I'm pretty sure you've said you're an atheist. I'm pretty sure I've heard it in one of your episodes. And, you know, why? You know, what is your reasoning behind it? Is it because you are one of those types of people that you have to see it to believe it? Do you have to be able to touch it with your hands? You know, there was a man in the Bible. His name was Thomas. He's known today in the church, quote unquote, as Doubting Thomas. This man didn't believe that he rose from the grave. Everybody was telling him, yes, he did. He said, I will not believe it until I can stick my finger in the hole in his hand and his feet and my fist in his side where Jesus was speared. Jesus was speared in the side. Now, I don't know which side. I don't know that. But Jesus was speared in the side. And Doubting Thomas, or Thomas, said, I won't believe it until I can at least put my finger into the hole of his hand and his foot and my fist in the side of his. Meaning, even though Jesus came back from the dead, he still had these physical wounds to prove to Thomas, I am alive. I am who I say I am. Now, Sai, this is being directed to you. I challenge you to do some of these proofs, to do some of these. I challenge you to do some of these experiments. I tell you what, if you're really a decent guy like I think you are, because I do. I think you're a decent guy. I really like watching your videos. I still watch them continuously. I think you're funny. I think you're just a one of those types of guys that I could really get along with. Even though I don't agree with the globe. I do agree. I do think that I could get along with you. But I don't know. So this is why I'm saying what I'm saying. If you are a decent guy like I think you are, do me a favor. Do all of your YouTube fans a favor, all your subscribers. Do this. Do these experiments. You have the time, you have the knowledge to do these experiments. I give you 1 month. 1 month. This is a challenge from the Flat Earth community, because I promise you, all of the Flat Earth and all of the Globers want you to do this. Do this off of a completely non-biased mindset. You have to do this as if you're really, really trying to prove that it is a flat earth. If you are unsatisfied after 1 month, show us a couple of videos. And if you are unsatisfied in 1 month, I will never mention your name again. I will never ever try to say anything to you again. Now, you might not really care about Andrew Riley or the channel Breaking the System, but I challenge you. Because if you do this and you find that we are still completely wrong, it's still a globe, or it is a globe, then I will have to start questioning what I do truly believe. I believe it's a flat earth. I'm making that very clear. Because of not only what I've seen Rob Skiba do and so many other people, but also some of the stuff that I've done off camera. But anyway, going back into my challenge for you. If by the end of the month, if you actually do this, let me know, please. If by the end of the month, you are starting to question whether it is a globe or a flat earth, I'd really appreciate to know. And I guarantee you 1 million other people would too. And all your subscribers. This could blow things up in the right direction for either person, for either way, the globe or the flat earth, depending on what you find. But do the experiments. Really do the experiments without NASA. Anyway, let's get back in. We got about 3 more minutes or so of Rob Skiba. Let's get back into a couple of his episodes.
Okay, Rob, so what? Why is this stuff important? Well, I hear that question a lot. So I came up with about 5 reasons off the top of my head why I think this could be important. Genesis is the foundation of all that we believe in the Bible to be true. If Genesis is wrong, then it all crumbles under a faulty foundation. Genesis says nothing, zip, zero, nada, about the earth being set in motion, orbital or rotational, around the sun. In fact, the sun doesn't even show up until after the earth is already in place with life already in existence. Genesis says the sun, moon, and stars were placed inside the same firmament within which that earth was formed, not outside of it. Thus, we have a completely enclosed system within which the sun, moon, and stars move, not the earth. Number 2, if what we are seeing concerning the flat enclosed earth thesis is true, then we are all there is. We are center stage. We are the main attraction, and there can be no argument as to whether or not there is a creator. None. His existence could not possibly become more blatantly obvious than in this model. 3, if the flat enclosed earth thesis is true, evolution goes out the window, and the theory of ancient aliens, seeders, is obliterated. In this regard, I believe we become painfully aware of the great deception and will not be fooled by it. 4, if the flat enclosed earth thesis is true, then we cannot ever trust NASA or the government about anything, and we will finally be forced to fully trust Yahuwah's word as our sole source of truth and stop trying to bend and manipulate it to fit false paradigms. 5, if heliocentricity is false, then Scripture is true. If Scripture is true and can thus be taken literally, why should we not take it just as literal when it describes the earth as fixed, not moving, set on pillars, a foundation of pillars, carved as a circle, with edge borders inside something with 4 corners inside, enclosed under a dome? Something to think about. I'll put this image up here, which is from a weather balloon shot up to 100,000 feet with no curvature. See you back in about 10 minutes.
Thanks so much for watching.
Okay, guys, so you just heard why it is important to Rob Skiba. But for the last thing, we got one more clip, one of his more recent clips. I pulled out of one of his more recent videos, I guess I should say it that way. We're going to get into that, and then I've got a few more questions, and we will see you on a little bit.
I want to give you 12 helpful hints on how to go about doing so. Thus, I've titled my first part of this lecture, Debunking Flat Earth 101. Now, I should warn you up front, attempting to debunk Flat Earth often leads to converting you into becoming a Flat Earther. So I'm giving you fair warning, especially with the first point that I'm going to present here. Point number 1, never forget, we used to be you. All right, fair warning. We all started out as skeptics. Every one of us. This is stupid, this is crazy, this is the 21st century, for crying out loud. Why are we talking about this? This was settled hundreds of years ago, right? How many of you started out that way? Yeah, pretty much everybody, right? We all had the same indoctrination you did. We went to the same schools, we read the same books. We've seen the same movies, television shows, and documentaries. We've all been to the same museums that you've been to. There's no question that you're going to ask that we haven't already asked ourselves. So it's not likely that you're going to stump us with some amazing new piece of evidence that we haven't already thoroughly considered ourselves.
All right, guys, that wasn't the full 12 points he had. I wanted to mainly stick to that one. But I will have his full-length videos for both of these, the links to those videos in the description. But going back to this, the reason why I wanted to I pulled this out, a reason why I wanted y'all to see it is plain and simply because of the fact that we used to be Globers, quote unquote. We used to believe it. Okay? We used to believe it so strongly that we knew it, right? Because that's what belief is. Belief is a figment of an understanding until it turns into a knowledge. Okay? How many of you believe it so strongly that you know it, that it's a globe? How many of you believe it so strongly that you know it, that it's a flat earth? I'm one of them. I believe it so strongly that I know it, that it is a flat earth. Guys, I want to hear what you have to say about everything. I know I haven't gotten into any kind of evidences yet. I will. There's just a lot of other things I want to touch point on first. Mitch, you had made a few comments on a couple of episodes. If you're still watching my videos, I really appreciate that. I just wanted to mention you because I do really appreciate the comments and I appreciate you watching my videos. But then I also wanted to mention that there is some things I'm still working on. It's a time-consuming effort to work on all of the stuff that's running through my mind. So hopefully you keep watching. Hopefully you guys, everybody that's watching, keeps watching and looking out for the new stuff that I got coming out. It will progressively be getting better and better. At least in my mind it is. I hope you feel the same way. Again, this is Andrew Riley with Breaking the System. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Please press the like button on this video and leave some comments in the comment section. My last question that I wanted to ask everybody. I've had a lot today, and I want to hear answers to all of them. But my last question I want to ask, and this goes for everybody, whether you're a flat earther or a glober, why is it so easy for you to believe what you believe? There has to be a reason behind it. There has to be some sort of understanding that has taken place between the eyes and the ears and the brain. There has to be some sort of connection. You've seen something, you felt something, you heard something that made your mind, hey, this is what it is. Flat or globe? I want to hear your answers in the comment section. Please don't leave me hanging. This is Andrew Riley with Breaking the System. We will see you all Friday. Have a good one.